And welcome back to Let's Play Katawa Shoujo. In the last part, we unfortunately had a heart attack, and we learned that that was just a small thing to a bigger problem. We have arrhythmia. And now we have to come to terms with the fact that our life is changed forever. So, without further ado, we might as well just hop right back into this. I don't say anything. The fact is that I know now it's futile. I look around the room, feeling very tired of all this. The hospital, doctors, my condition, everything. I don't see anything that would make me feel any different. There really isn't a choice. I know this, but the thought of going to a disabled school? What are those even like? As much as I try to put a positive spin on this, it's very difficult. But let me try. A clean slate isn't a bad thing. That is all I can think of to get me through this. At least I still have something. Even if it's a special school, it's something. It's a fresh start, and my life isn't over. It would be a mistake to just resign myself to thinking that. At the very least, I'll try to see what my new life will look like. Act 1, Life Expectancy. The gate looked far too pompous for what it was. In fact, gates in general seem to do that, but this one especially so. Red bricks, black wrought iron, and gray plaster, assembled into a whole that I didn't feel welcoming at all. I wondered if it looked like what a gate for a school should look like, but couldn't really decide. Probably no. Of course, I didn't want to get stuck on thinking about the gate for too long, so I entered through it with a brisk pace that felt surprisingly good. Moving forward feels good. So I walked towards the main building of Hanako Academy with this brisk pace. I'm alone, as my parents are taking my stuff to the dorms, and there's supposed to be someone waiting for me. The grounds are incredibly lush, filled with green. It doesn't feel like that kind of like the kind of grounds a school would have, more like a park, with a clean walkway going past trees and the smell of fresh-cut grass, and all other park-like things. Words like clean and hygienic pop into my mind. It makes me shudder. I shake them off. Stay open-minded now. It's your new life. You have to take it as it comes. That's what I tell myself. A few big buildings loom behind the leafy canopies, too big and too many for just a school. Everything seems off. It's different from what I thought I knew about schools. It's an uncanny valley. Even though I was told this was my new school, in the back of my head, it doesn't feel like one. Is that like a random slight hit at the fact that this is like a photorealistic background? It's like someone took a picture of an actual school ground and then they just sort of used matte coloring on it. Like a matte coloring filter. It's really interesting because it's going to be really weird because there's going to be like anime characters and stuff and they've got this like photorealistic background thing. I wonder how I'm going to feel about this. I wonder if the feeling is real or caused by my expectations of a school for the disabled. Speaking of that, I don't see anyone else here. It's kind of eerie. It makes me wish there was somebody here so I could anchor myself to something tangible instead of having this feeling that I stepped into another dimension. The trees hum with the wind, and the green hues flashing all around me catch my attention. It makes me think about hospitals again. How they say that the operating rooms are painted green because green is a calming color. So why am I feeling so anxious, despite all this greenery? Only after I stand in front of the haughty main building, I surprise myself by realizing why the gate bothered me. It was the last chance I had to turn back. Even if I had no life, I could return to. But still, after entering, there was absolutely no way I could go back anymore. Feeling nervous with this realization set in my head, I opened the front door. A tall man with a bad posture noticed me as I entered, We're the only people in the lobby, so it's only logical. You must be Niki? Nakai. Is that Nakai? Whenever it comes to there's a Nakai. Nakai? I'm gonna say Nakai. You guys can probably correct me down in the comments below. So you are. Excellent. I'm your homeroom and science teacher. My name is Muto. Welcome. We exchange a handshake that is neither firm nor sloppy, and he looks at his watch. The head nurse asks you for a brief check-in visit, but there's no time for that now. Oh, should I go later? Yes, afternoon is probably fine. You should get going and introduce you to the rest of the class. They're waiting already. Waiting for me? I don't really like being the center of attention, but I guess it's inevitable in a situation like this. Somehow, not knowing what is waiting for me makes me feel really nervous. Thinking of this, I almost miss what the teacher is saying. Do you want to introduce yourself to the class? Why? Why? Or yes, of course. I don't see why we shouldn't. Yeah, I might as well introduce myself. Yeah, sure. I mean, isn't that normal? Of course, but not everyone likes to be the center of attention. I'm probably one of those people, but I guess I should be the one to give the first impression of myself. Right. It's no problem. Let's go then. My heart is pounding in my chest, and it keeps me thinking about my condition as I follow the teacher up the stairs. The third door down, the third floor corridor, is marked as classroom for class 3-3. Muto opens the door and enters. Good morning, everyone. Sorry I'm late again. I hesitate for a split second at the door, freezing on the spot. Get a grip. This is a big step, I know that, but there isn't any point to worrying so much about it, at least not this soon. Ah. Look at our cute little classroom. I follow the teacher into the classroom and look around. Partially so I won't have to meet the curious gazes of my new classmates. It's pretty spacious. The ceiling is unusually high, and there's lots of space left over around and in between the desks. An entire wall taken up by blackboards, and the high, old-fashioned windows only make it seem larger. The students' desks are just standard wooden desks with a shelf underneath for books and wooden chairs with metal frames. Simple and efficient. I stop walking in front of the classroom and face the other students. They all look normal, like students in any other class. But then, why would they be here? They're probably like me and have something wrong with them, only it's just not immediately obvious. Then I notice that one of the girls seems to be missing a thumb on her right hand. It's a little jarring. Despite the natural tendency to listen when someone's talking about you, I tune out the teacher's speech halfway through while he introduces me to the class. I notice a flash of dark hair and see that someone is looking at me. A girl with really long, straight hair that is pretty eye-catching. As she sees me looking back at her, she covers her face with her hands as if it will make her invisible. There is one boy with a cane leaning against the lockers at the rear of the class. It's weird seeing someone so young with a cane. Another girl seems to be making some weird hand motions. Sign language? She peers at me over the rim of her glasses, then goes back to whatever she's doing. She's kinda cute. So is the cheery-looking girl with the pink hair sitting next to her. She's really hard to miss. I don't know how I didn't notice her the moment I walked in. Please, welcome our newest classmate. He claps his hands, and so does everyone else. Except one girl in the front row who has only one hand. I cringe a little, but hide it by bowing in thanks for this applause I did not deserve. A collective silence tells me that I should open my mouth now. So, I'm Hisao Nakai. And after that, my hobbies are reading and soccer. I hope I get along well with everyone, even though I'm a new student. And after that, I'm being so boring. This is exactly like every self-introduction ever. I should say something more exciting. I end up saying nothing, and the teacher picks up from there. Everyone seems to be satisfied, even with what little I had said, though. A few girls are whispering to each other, throwing glances at me. It could have gone worse. I listen to the teacher as he drones about getting along with letting my gaze sweep across the classroom. Everyone seems to be listening to him intensely, and when he's done, they clap their hands again, which feels like a weird thing to do. Yeah, that's so weird. Like, I've never been a transfer student, so I don't think I could relate exactly to this. And now that I think about it, maybe this is definitely like a Western culture. It's not when someone transfers introduced to the class. I don't ever remember doing that or like experiencing that particular thing. So, I don't know. It's one of the. It's just like it's such an interesting thing to query about because it's very uncommon, and everybody just sort of clapping about this type of stuff is is oddly weird. The first row girl claps on this round with one of her hands against the other wrist that ends in a bandaged stump. It makes me feel a little bad. We're going to be doing some group work today, so that'll give you a chance to talk with everyone. Is that okay with you? Yeah, it's fine with me. That's good. You can work with Hakamichi. She is the class representative. She can explain anything you might want to know, and who else would be able to do that better, right? How could I know? The teacher passes out the day's assignments and announces that we'll be working in groups of 3. It hits me that I don't know who Hakamichi is. Slow. The teacher seems to catch my helpless expression. Oh, right. Hakamichi is right there. Shizune Hakamichi. As he calls out her name, the cute, bubbly-looking girl with bright pink hair and gold eyes waves her hand at me. I take a seat next to her by the window. Hey, I guess you're Hakamichi, right? It's nice to meet you. What? I'm caught off guard by her laughter. It's nice to meet you too, but... I'm not Hakamichi, I'm Misha. This is Hakamichi. Sheik-chan. Giggling, Misha points to the girl next to her, the one I saw using sign language before. It looks like she has been staring at me this whole time. She nods once nonchalantly to show that she acknowledges my presence, but only barely. She has short yet carefully, neatly brushed hair, a pair of oval-shaped glasses balanced on the tip of a dainty nose, and dark blue eyes that seem to alternate every few seconds between analytical and slightly bored. It's nice to meet you. She immediately looks at Misha, who smiles and makes a few quick gestures with her hands. Hakamichi nods and makes a few gestures of her own. I started to wonder if the teacher was messing with me, saying things like, "You'll be able to talk to people," and "Who better to explain things to?" I can see that you're a little confused, right? But I understand why you would think that I was Shik-chan. Shik-chan is deaf, so I'm the person who translates things back and forth for her. I'm like an interpreter. She says, "It's nice to meet you too." You're the new student, aren't you? Well, Shik-chan, of course he is. If he wasn't, he wouldn't have been standing up there for no reason, right? He seems like a very interesting person, doesn't he? We knew there was going to be a new student, but we didn't know you would be here today, so soon. Hick-chan, right? Hick-chan? Yep, it fits, doesn't it? Didn't I say it? Did I say it out loud? It's just a surprise. I've never liked that nickname. It's like, is it Hick-chan, or would in sense this would be like Hick-chan? Like it's sort of pronounced because his name is Sasao. It's not Hick. There's no hard C in there. Oh well. I'm gonna call him Hick-chan, because it's kind of funny in its strange, weird way. I don't really see how.
It fits. You look just like I imagined. Huh. Yeah, you look just like a Hick-chan.
I wonder why everyone seems to think so. Hakamichi taps her fingers on the desk to get Misha's attention. They gesture back and forth to each other excitedly, their hands a blur. Misha seems a little overwhelmed.
Sorry about that. Sheik-chan wants you to know that she's the class rep, so if there's anything you need to know, you can feel free to ask her. Do you like the school so far? We can show you around a little if you haven't had the time to walk around and familiarize yourself with it.
Misha stumbles with the hard word a bit, making it stick out in her otherwise fluid translation. Thanks, that would be pretty helpful. Yeah, I just kinda came straight to class today. That's not... That laugh is going to be the death of me. She's gonna sound like that.
That's no good. You should always try to learn as much as you can about where you're going before you go there. Not just with school either. Always, even if it's a trip to the convenience store. Really, Sheik-chan?
Learn about where you're going? I guess I didn't bother to do that, or just didn't care enough to do so. I didn't look forward to this, even if I committed myself to go along with this half-assedly. But anyway, I don't say anything, and Misha signs something that ends in a shrug. What was that? Seemed like it was about me. I feel like slumping over in my seat. Both of them are smiling, but that shrug hit me unexpectedly deeply.
You look down. You okay? Don't take it the wrong way, please. I hate it when people are afraid to ask questions. That's how people learn things, by asking. Asking for help is perfectly normal, as much as needing help. Stop looking like you just failed a test.
All right.
Ah, and another thing. You don't have to call Sheik-chan something so formal like Hakamichi or class rep all the time. Just call her Sheik-chan.
Uh-oh. Wait, how do you, like, you give someone a nickname, and I don't know sign language, but this would be an interesting thing. Are you able to, like, slur words in sign language? Could you give them a nickname? And, like, I don't know, maybe... That's so weird.
Okay, maybe that's too casual. Maybe Shizune would be more appropriate.
Yeah. But yeah, how do you translate that? How would you translate Sheik-chan? Like, I guess there's probably a sign for Chan, like just Chan in general. So if you're able to like half pronounce someone's name or show their name through sign language, because technically you would use the word pronounce for it, because sign language is a type of language. It's just not used with your vocal cords. It's used with hand signs. So you may be able to like start their name, but then sort of add something to the end to make it unique, maybe in a sense. I don't know. Maybe you guys can figure that out for me.
Yep, Shizune is fine.
Huh, okay. That'll be a lot easier for me. I feel a lot more at ease. Both of them seem so friendly, so I feel like an idiot for being so apprehensive earlier, especially about Shizune, who I assume would be all business. Well, she still seems like that, just less so, I guess. Uh-oh.
Huh? Oh, right. We haven't even touched the assignment. We should start work now, or Sheik-chan will get mad.
Uh-oh. She gonna get mad. Is she our son? She's probably our son.
The assignment is... Oh, wait, that's definitely not Misha. No, that's Asao.
The assignment is also kind of long, so we should start now if we want to finish it before the end of class.
That too.
Oh. Shizune glares at the two of us impatiently. I don't need to know sign language to understand that. Okay, I get the message.
After class, we can take a walk around the grounds together. It's a nice day today, okay?
The assignment is actually very challenging to get through, combining aspects of being both difficult and unnecessarily long. Still, we finish in a few minutes early than everyone else in the class, despite our late start. Shizune and Misha are really capable. And I think that will be the end of this episode. So I will see you guys next time as we, I guess, take a tour around the school with Shizune and Misha. Take care and stay frosty.